There we go. All right. So I get that oval that goes the long way across. And then I essentially just make kind of a rectangle down. Something like that. And it's going to be his head and his body. And then he's not Yoda without those giant ears, or baby Yoda. And those come out like almost straight across and then down at an angle to make sort of a triangle thing. And they are big, like each ear is about the size of his head. Something like that. Can you guys see that okay, or is that too light? I'm getting one thumbs up. I'll try and go a little bit darker. All right. And once we've done that, baby Yoda. But we need to start adding some details. How you doing over there, Dylan? It's good to see you, buddy. All right. Let's see. He's got his cloak. I have it kind of just wrap around him like this. And it does have like a little fold, like where it comes together, two sides, like that. And then like this. And I like to draw him with his
when is Baby Yoda a Jedi?
Say that again, buddy?
Since when is Baby Yoda a Jedi?
I don't want to do any spoilers here, my friend. How do you know he's a Jedi? Too young for training, I think. But he might be a little force sensitive, so maybe he's trying some stuff.
He is force sensitive.
So I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle here for my force sensitive baby Yoda. Who am I talking to, by the way? I didn't see who was talking.
Me.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Mr. B.
Yep. Well, I can't hear you anymore. Yoda has...
I'm having trouble actually seeing on the picture.
Sure, let me go ahead. I'm going to go over it in marker. I was wondering. It's hard to tell on my screen. So I started, this is a good review. I started with the oval. Like this, and then I did a rectangular body. Like that. I added these triangular ears. Like this. And then I did the scoop of his cloak. Like that. Is that a lot easier to see now?
Yep.
Cool. All right. When I draw his hand, I start by drawing basically a circle or an oval. And they have 3 fingers. So a thumb and 2 fingers, and they're kind of pointy. So I do 2 up here. And then 1 that sticks out to the side, that would be his thumb. And you know, the thumb has this part that comes into the hand, so I do a line for that too. And I do want to connect it to his body, so I do a little scoop from his body to his hand like that. And I can't ignore his other arm. I think his cloak is kind of a fold. I didn't catch that part. Say it again?
You're going too fast.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here.
Are we supposed to draw this?
It's up to you. Hey, Chloe. I always know I'm going to see Chloe. Yeah, no, it's up to you. You can draw along with me or draw whatever you like. And also, if I do end up going too fast and you only get half through, later today I hope to have this posted on the website and you'll be able to go back and watch.
Yeah, it's recording.
It is recording. Thank you. You guys can see that. Last week I had an incident where I thought it was recording the whole time and was informed at the end that it didn't. This hand, you might have his fingers peeking out, but his cloak is like long on his arm. All right, then baby.
Hair on him because, like, he's hairy a bit, like some static or something.
Yeah, he does have. We'll get to the details. We'll get to that. If I don't do hair, Chloe, mention it again. I do want to start with eyes, and I like to draw him with two big eyes, spread pretty far to the side, so I do circles. Like that. And I like to do this little reflection at the top, because our eyes have a lot of water in them. They're very shiny. And that's a good artist shorthand for shiny eyes. And then the big black pupil, I'll just color it in blue for now. If I have time, I'll throw some ink on this. Just throw it.
Or paint.
Paint. Yeah, also, if I have time, I will throw some paint on there. And we're doing pretty good. We're only about 9 minutes in, so we're looking pretty good here. All right. He's got a very small nose, and it goes right between his two eyes, kind of on the lower part, so right about here. I'm going to do pencil again. It's going to be a little light. There's different ways you could do the nose. That's why I'm doing pencil. You could just do a little line like that, keep it really simple.
Once you're done, can you outline it in marker?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to do that too. You could do it the opposite way like this, pointing up, because it sort of is a little pointy up of a nose. Or you could do it with a little more detail and get nostrils in it. And that's, I guess, what I committed to because I drew it in marker. Something like that. And then Baby Yoda does have... Usually you only see this in older characters, but the Yodas, whatever they are kind of... They look old anyway. They have a lot of wrinkles and stuff, so it does have these kind of lines that come down here. Like
You're gonna draw a smile on this?
Could. And then his mouth connects from one side to the other. And you could do whatever you want. A frown, a smile. I'll go a little smiley this time.
Yeah, he's waving.
Yeah, he's saying, hey, how's it going?
No, he's using the force. No, he's lifting up Luke's X-Wing.
Oh, yeah. And so what we have here is a perfectly good Baby Yoda. If you went no farther with this is pretty good. But we can certainly, we have some time, so we can add some details.
Doesn't he have like a bit of ragged clothes?
They're a little beat up. I think it would be easier if I did that in color. They'd be a little like brown, gray, kind of rough. What does he have? He has some kind of wrinkles around his eyes. Something like that. You guys don't have to go this far with yours if you don't want to. Little line down the center of his forehead a lot of the time. And then, yeah, Chloe brought up, even though he's green, you almost think reptile, but he does have hair, and you do just see these little floating hairs on his head. Not a ton.
Doesn't he have like something like his ear is round, so it looks like you could see through his ear? I mean, like see inside of his ear?
Yes. Yep, I'll show you that. So yeah, we drew his ears like triangles, but they're more like cones, except you can see inside. And so I represent it like this. I'll come from one end, come down at an angle, and then get that little thing. Something like that. And then it's like you can see inside. And if I have time to get to color, I was looking at pictures of him, and his ear is actually a little bit of a different color on the inside, which I thought was a nice touch. You can, whenever you have like drapey clothes like his cloak, you can put some like wrinkles and folds in them, particularly at areas where they bunch up. Like he's so short, his kind of like rubs on the ground, so he probably have some like wrinkles down at the bottom here. Yeah, something like that. We got a pretty good baby Yoda there. I'm happy. I'm going to give you guys a second to get caught up, and I'm going to find my pen that I want to do my black lines with.
Are you going to search on your phone what habitat he is, like the swamps or what?
I'm not, because I don't think we're going to have time to get that far. If we happen to go super fast and we have a ton of extra time, I actually know because I've seen the show with Baby Yoda, and he's on a desert planet. All right, pardon the noise. I'm sharpening a pencil.
That's where he was found on a desert planet.
Yeah. Although the regular Yoda lived in a place called Dagobah, which was a swamp planet.
That's not where he was born, though.
Yeah, that I don't know. Do you know about the origins of Yoda, where Yoda came from?
No, but I hope it appears in the next season.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
But isn't he already a Jedi in peace?
No.
Well, there's regular Yoda, who is a Jedi, in a new show called The Mandalorian, which I am not endorsing for you guys because I think you're a little young for it. But
I am not.
We get treated to a younger, we call him Baby Yoda, but it's actually a different character, but a member of that species.
No, I heard that his name is officially Baby Yoda.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's funny.
I am not too young to watch it.
Putting some black lines on this guy. I have most of my pens. I was looking for one other. All right, so I've got my regular Sharpie I can use. I've got my brush pen, which gives me a little different sort of line. And I've got a really skinny pen if I wanted to do any extra details. I don't know if I'll even use this one. I'm going to start.
Barry?
Yeah.
Because there's so much into time, when is this going to end?
When is what going to end?
This lesson.
We have 15 minutes left. It is 1:15. We're scheduled to go till 1:30.
Okay.
I'm going to start with my Sharpie because I have the most control, and I'm going to do his eyes. Like this, and like this.
It looks a bit creepy with the blue now.
Well, it'll kind of fade away as I put more black on it. I'll try my fine point pen. I don't even know if you guys will see the lines on this. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, you know what? I might zoom in. I don't know if anyone was in. Is anybody here were in my last session like half an hour ago? Nobody?
You had a session half an hour ago?
I did. I'm doing 2 today because my week is crazy, so I only had time to do it today and Thursday. So I crammed in 2 today. I'm going to zoom in. I'll show you guys how I like to do eyes.
Most
I put that
computers.
I put that big dark circle in, and then I'll do a series of lines going around like that. I can do my highlight. And then I'll do smaller lines coming out of the black part. And you can kind of add as much as you think is appropriate.
Now
Something
it
like that.
really like an eye.
I'm just going to make sure I try and do about the same thing on both eyes. I notice this eye I drew actually much, much bigger. That's something, if I was making like a final illustration for a book, I'd want to make sure I was more consistent than that. But this is just a page in my sketchbook. I'm not worried about it. Just having a little fun. And part of learning to draw is just learning to notice stuff like that. Where like, oh, my eyes aren't the same. Something I know to look for in the future. All right. I'm going to switch to my brush pen. You guys will see. I'll zoom back out a little. I get a lot of different kind of marks. I think we might get to some color today. I'm going pretty quick here. Are you guys doing okay? Am I going way too fast for you? Just shout out if you need me to slow down. And I will post the video again so you can, slow it down on your own terms too later. And just hit pause.
Mr. Barry?
Yeah.
It looks, because you're in a setting like a spaceship, the Millennium Falcon, when you were zooming in, it looked like you were touching it. So,
oh, that's pretty funny.
With the buttons.
you